She break it down real, never play and pretend. Take heed to the messages, lessons through the lens. Came from the store, she built from the stars. Turned all them L's and twisted them R's. Ain't here to preach, just here to relate. She done felt in the traps, now she shifting the fate. Every slip was set up for her. Next prize, not report you.
Good morning, everybody. How y'all doing this morning?
Just so little mix. Every story got a gem, every black got a fix. She when you went from heartbreak to hustle, from crying in the dark to crying in the muscle. So if you watch it better, open your ears, cause the realest lessons come wrapped in them tears. Take heed to the lessons, you gon' feel this vibe. Real top, no gut, just the truth and light. She been through the fire, now she feed that flame. Life through the pain, but she still got game. Everyday life with a twist and a grin. Tears, truth, jokes, where the hill begin. She break it down real, never play and pretend. Take heed to the lessons, lessons through the lens. She say how it is, no shook, no mess. Life goes to you in love, but it's all gonna last. It's like uncut, one side to race. She avoids in the ear when the world in your face. So laugh if you want, cry if you need. But one thing for sure, you gon' take heed. Cause she been through the mess, now she blessed in the crowd. With truth in the chest, and the head still proud.
And the head still proud. Shout out to Corey Joe, 1000 Watts Radio. Guys, when you get time, I need you to like and subscribe to that brother channel. His content is fire. Do you hear me? His content is fire. Y'all get over there. Tell him that Take Heed sent you, okay? Tell him, say Take Heed sent me here, okay? Shout out to 1000 Watts Radio, Corey Joe in the house, okay? Now, we're going to get into some foolery this morning, okay? Now, President Trump said he needed 2 weeks. That's what he said. He was like, I need 2 weeks to figure this out. And he didn't take 2 weeks. So the title of this foolery today is President Trump followed the small hat people down the rabbit hole to strike Iran 27 times. 27 times plus, okay? I put 27, but 27 times plus, okay? Now, am I mad with President Trump? I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. But this is the problem that I have, is that the small hat people, wait a minute, before we get into the foolery. If you don't know who I am, that's okay. Okay, I'm not famous. If you don't know who I am, it's okay. I'm not famous. Okay, not yet. Okay. So my show name is called Take Heed to the Message. And the name that was given to me by my husband is Abang Anwa. It just means queen. So we're going to get into some foolery today. And the problem that I have is that the small hat people just started a forever war. Okay? The small hat people started a forever war. Now, mind you, we already knew we was going to have to go after Iran anyway. If y'all don't know that, then that means y'all don't know what's going on in the world. Hey, Green Beans, what's up, baby? So if you don't understand that, you already, you know what I'm saying? That means you don't understand what's going on in the world. Iran had a long ass whooping coming from us anyway. Okay? But, so I'm not mad about the situation, but I'm upset because this is the thing. The small hat people had started this for us. Like, we already, you know what I'm saying? We already could have just went out there and did our own shit. You know what I'm saying? We were going to have to come after them anyway. Okay? So the small hat people helped it along. You know what I'm saying? They put the chess board into play. We already knew we had to come at them. Even if Kamala Harris would have won the presidency, she would have had to do the same thing. Okay? So it didn't matter who the president was. We was going to have to go after Iran anyway. Okay? And I told y'all they got a long ass whooping coming anyway. But this is the whole thing. The small hat people got weapons of mass destruction too. Hmm. Nobody like to talk about that though. Don't nobody like to talk about that though. Now, if can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me? Is the audio good? Is it doing that sizzling stuff like it usually do? Okay. I'm just wondering. This sounds great. Okay, thank you, Steven. I appreciate you, baby. So this is not just okay, well, this and this happened. No, 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 no. Okay? I'm just letting you know that the small hat people, hold on for a minute, y'all. Let me see what he do. Okay. I was trying to see if the dog went somewhere. So the small hat people got the same weapons of mass destruction. Nobody says anything about that. The small hat people did not sign anything with the UN or anything like that about their weapons of mass destruction like everybody else did. Okay? Nobody talks about that. Nobody talks about how the small hat people walk around and mind you in a Muslim nation. Is that nasty? Did I go too far? In a Muslim nation and dance around in a Muslim nation talking about they are the chosen. Nobody talk about that. Okay, I told y'all the smoke and mirrors we pay attention to. Not the stuff that's going on behind the curtain. We don't pay attention to that. You know, the real stuff that's happening, we don't pay attention to that. Nobody mentions that. Mind you, listen, I'm not Muslim. I'm not Muslim. I'm Christian, okay? But I'm gonna share something with you. You can't fool me. You know what I'm saying? Like you can't fool me. I see nonsense and I know that it's not right. So I'm not gonna sign up for that. Now we all know that this is biblical. We all understand that this is biblical. If you want to take it to Christianity lane, we all know this is biblical. There's nothing that you can do. This will continue to be. The only thing, if now check this out, if they had free reign to do whatever they wanted to do in the Middle East, right? And politics didn't play anything into it, all of them would destroy themselves. I ain't lying. I ain't lying. You see how Russia intervenes. You see how China intervenes. You see how America intervenes. If political wasn't involved in this, you know what I'm saying? If any political reasons wasn't involved in this, they would all just delete themselves. Yes, I'm telling you right now. Because the weapons that the small hat people have and the weapons that Iran have, okay? This stuff ain't nothing to play with. The stuff they have down here is nothing to play with. So if they didn't have any political stuff in here, any political nonsense, they would have just took each other out with no problem. With no problem. Okay? I'm just saying. So that's the uncomfortable truth. And so now America has been drawn into this foolery. Mind you, the thing is that America was going to get in it anyway. We was going to get in it anyway. Because, I told y'all, the other day we played Richard Nixon. Okay? President Richard Nixon. We played him yesterday. Was it yesterday? No, the other day. Okay? And he said no president would ever turn on Israel. That's what he said. He right, because y'all feel like we obligated to them biblically. I don't know why. Let's get some DNA testing on here somewhere. Let's get some DNA testing. Then we'll find out who is the real Jew. Okay, let's get some DNA testing in here. Okay, then we'll find out who is who. Y'all don't want to do that though. Y'all don't want to do that. Y'all don't want to get Dana to get in here and tell the truth. Y'all don't want to get Dana. So we in here just believing that they are the chosen. And so we believe that we're connected to them in a spiritual way. You understand? Hey, Time, how are you, baby? So we believe we're connected to them in a spiritual way. So anything they do, we co-sign it. But if you ask the small hat people, do they believe that Yahshua came and died for their sins? They'll tell you they know him not. Ain't that nasty? They would tell you they don't know anything about him. And even if you even just learned a little bit about the Torah, okay? Even if you learn just a little bit about the Torah, okay? The Torah got some stuff in you. Because they talk about pedophilia, all this stuff like that. You understand? They talk about pedophilia, all this stuff, that it's okay in the Torah for this to happen. But in the holy word that we have learned from King James, which King James was a whole, he was a whole, I don't, that's why I don't understand that. King James was a whole nightmare. People don't like to mention what this man really was, okay? People don't like to mention what this man really was. He didn't like the laws, and that's why he wrote the Bible. Well, he asked scholars to write the Bible, actually. Okay. So now when you hear this and you listen to what the Torah actually is, it scares you a little bit. I'm just saying, Stephen, don't get upset, Stephen. Don't get ouch, take heed. Yeah, it's true now. It's true. Okay, all these people who wrote these things, they have demonic forces behind them. I'm just saying, let's call a spade a spade. The uncomfortable truth is that these people get up here, they will tell you we are chosen. But you cause the most destruction. Like, you start a lot of shit. And then after you start the shit, you run and hide behind us because what? We don't have no choice but to help you. Because of a obligation, not even a legal obligation. It's because our heart goes out to the small hat people. Do you understand? Our heart goes out to the small hat people. Okay? Open, baby, you got to scroll up, baby. This is for educational purposes. Okay? This is grown folk talk. If you offended by what I'm saying, they have baby shows on YouTube and stuff like that. You can go watch that, baby. This is for grown folks conversation, okay? Because there's nothing racist that I'm saying. So if you feel offended by what I'm saying, baby, you got to go to the baby channel. I don't know why YouTube be sending these children over here, because I shared something with you. I block children. I told them this is adult conversation. Green beans, now you know now. I always tell them this is adult conversation. Okay? I'm just saying. Now you telling me to get off sin, and baby, you got to go now. Go ahead now. There's other children on YouTube. You can go watch their stuff. So anyway, now back to the story. So when you hear this foolery going on, and listen to me, no matter what, like I told y'all before, no matter who the president was, we was going to have to go after Iran. No matter who it was. I'm not condoning it, okay? But like I told y'all, Iran had a long ass whooping coming from us, okay? It's been a long time ass whooping. Now, do I suggest we should have went after their ass after the last incident? Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Right away. Like, once we found out the shit that they was involved, that's when you go, let's get their ass. Not no wait, okay? You see how quick the shit happened with the small hat people. The next day, they was in there. Boom, 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 boom. You see how fast that was? That's the type of shit we should have done after 9/11. Okay? That's the type of shit we should have done. Like, once we found out who was behind this shit, now you get ready to start doing it. Okay? So now, Let's get to the first foolery of the day. Okay, that's just my little 2 cent in here. That's just my little 2 cent. Okay. The uncomfortable truth is I'm not gonna be one of those ones that say we should not have. We should not have. I'm not one of those people that say, oh, we should not have. I can't say we should not have. I want to say that we didn't need the small hat people to help us get in foolery with Iran. See, what I would have liked to see was that we knocked on Iran door and said, remember 9/11? That's what I want. That's what I would have liked to see. Not the small hat people help us. Just knock on Iran door and say, boom, just like this. Boom, 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 boom. Okay? That's what I would like to see. Boom, 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 boom. Bitch, remember 9/11? Okay? Okay? And then turn around and say, watch my smoke. Smoking a cigar. Watch my smoke. Okay? That's the type of gangster shit I would have liked to see. Not the small hat people help us get into the foolery. Cause it make it look like we wasn't coming for smoke. We already wanted y'all ass. We just marked it on the side like we gonna get y'all. We just left it like that. No, the gangster thing to do would have been knock on the door and say, bitch, remember 9/11, bitch? Now watch it rain. You know what I'm saying? Smoke your cigar and say, now watch this shit rain. And now walk away. Okay? Now, bitch, that's the shit we should have said. Okay? But no, that's why I said we didn't need the small hat people to help us. We did not need that. Okay? So now everybody is upset with America. Okay? Everybody upset with us. The world is angry. Okay? The world is upset with us. But I'm going to share something with y'all. You have to be careful what you put out into the world. When you do evil, okay, it comes back to you. Did anybody ask you to go and do what you did to us so many times? This is not even one time. I can count on the finger. I think I can count at least 4 incidents that I know that Iran had done to us and we didn't retaliate. So this is what I'm saying. I just want this to happen. Shout out to Marjorie Taylor Greene. Okay, now I don't care for this sister too much, this Caucasian sister. I don't care for her too much, but when the truth is the truth, damn it. When the truth is the truth, damn it. Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you. When the truth is the truth, okay? Okay, because sometimes you and that other one be acting a fool up there in the House of Representatives. Okay, but I'm gonna have to shout her out on this one because she right about this. Check what she said. This is what she said.
I think we should be fighting wars on behalf of Israel, and many Americans agree with that. I'm one of those Americans that are really sick and tired of the narrative that we're constantly told that we're supposed to hate some country that's overseas that maybe we've never been to. We don't know anything about that country, but we're told that they're the greatest threat to our freedoms and our democracy, and that we have to go to war with them. I've never seen a Houthi or a Houthi or however you pronounce it. I don't even know what they look like. I haven't seen them back home in Rome, Georgia, where I live. I haven't seen them in Washington, D.C. And I keep saying that how is this a threat to everyday Americans? I don't think we should be fighting wars.
And she right about that. How is that a threat to everyday Americans? I'm just saying. You know what I'm saying? Like anytime the small hat people pick somebody they want, then they'll come out and say, this is a threat to America. This is a threat. No, you're going around starting shit with everybody because you have a big brother that will come out and protect you if any shit happen. We all know when the small hat people hit Iran, we all knew that this shit was going to go left. Even though President Trump was like, give me 2 weeks, we all knew this shit was going to go left. That's my problem. We don't need help getting into wars. We start our own shit. We don't need help. We didn't need no help getting into this shit. Okay? Now check this out. Shout out to I always forget his name. You know what, y'all already know, Paris Morgan. Am I saying his name right? Okay, now shout out to him. This is a clip. Somebody stole his clip, okay? And they deemed it themselves. You know what I'm saying? You know how y'all be doing that shit, stealing people content, and you don't even tag them in it. But here we go. This is a clip from his show.
Here is that you're not allowed to tell the truth. You're Israel's lawyer, and you got to defend them no matter what. Natasha, does Israel have nuclear weapons?
Sorry, I'm an independent
Does Israel have nuclear
member of the
weapons?
English bar.
Yes, that's a good
I'm not
question.
instructed.
Yes or no?
I'm
Yes
not
or no, Natasha?
instructed.
Do they have nuclear weapons?
Nuclear weapons, Natasha?
Why do you think I would know any better than you, Chris?
What's the name of your company?
You do know you are not telling the truth, and so you won't say it. You're playing a different game than me and Pierce are. We are having a conversation about what's actually going on. You're a lawyer who's not allowed to incriminate your client, which is Israel. The reason why 2 former Israeli prime ministers have come out and said that Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza is because Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza. The reason why Israel will not let journalists into Gaza is because Israel is committing war crimes in Gaza. And the reason why Israel is killing Palestinian civilians in Gaza, and the reason why they're building up more settlements in the West Bank is because, as Smotrich has said, as Katz, the defense minister, has said this week, and as Benjamin Netanyahu has said for years and years and years, their plan is greater Israel. They want Gaza and the West Bank. They call it Judea and Samaria. They believe that it's rightfully Israel's. Benjamin Netanyahu showed up to the United Nations a couple weeks before October 7th with a map where it was all Israel. That's the bottom line, is why they've been controlling these territories since 1967. See, the truth makes a lot more sense. And by the way, you know that Israel has nuclear weapons, but you won't say it on this program because you're not in the business of telling the truth about this conflict. The problem here...
Well, the problem is that the truth is nasty. That's the problem. The truth is nasty. I got makeup under my nail. That's the problem. The truth is nasty. Leonard, how are you? That's the problem. The truth nasty, baby. And so nobody wants to find out the truth. The truth is nasty. The uncomfortable truth is that because the love we have for the small hat people and the allegiance we have for the small hat people, when they say jump, we say how high. Is that nasty? I don't know. Don't be offended. Don't be offended. Because we believe we have a religious obligation to them. But if we really believe the word of God, let's talk about it. If we really believe the word of God, God promised both of Abraham's sons a powerful lineage. It's crickets, right? It's quiet, right? It's quiet. It's quiet, right? Yahweh promised both of Abraham's sons a powerful lineage. Hagar, he promised, and Sarah, he promised. He promised both a powerful lineage, their sons. So how come, if we're going biblically, how come both of them can't coexist together? How come they can't coexist together? Why is it one has to be gone and the other one can only be there? Why can't they just both coexist together? Now, don't get me wrong. So now the small hat people in that whole region is only supposed to have weapons of mass destruction. Nobody else. Mind you, check this out. Take heed, don't agree with none of this nonsense. No small nation should have, no small state, nation, anything. None of them should have weapons of mass destruction. Okay? Because once y'all get mad with each other, all hell break loose. So I don't believe that y'all should have it. Only the superpowers should have weapons of mass destruction. So if shit go wrong, be able to handle it. Okay? But now we in here, and these two, if we go on biblical, these are brothers. If we want to go biblically and what we believe, these two are brothers. And nothing we could do about this nonsense. There's nothing we could do. But I'm going to share something with you. I would like for us to mind our business, though, sometimes. I ain't going to lie to you. I would like for us to mind our business sometimes. I really would. But I will say this to the heavens. Iran still deserved that ass whooping. I'm not gonna get up here and lie to you. They still deserve that ass whooping because I can count on my fingers how many times they have done some shit to us and we have not retaliated. And the last time was 9/11. Okay? Now that deserved a giant ass whooping. Yes, honey. A nasty ass whooping they had deserved from that one right there. Okay? Just drop shit. 24 hours, just drop shit, drop everything. That's what I believed. 9/11 was terrible. Okay? Okay? 9/11 was terrible for us in the United States of America. We were hurting. Okay? Baby, I don't know how hard I was crying trying to evacuate people from Newark Airport. When I say I seen red in my eyes, I was wishing they take down everybody. And I know a lot of Americans felt like that. But we didn't need help doing this nonsense with Iran. It's better that we knocked on their door. Now listen, you don't wanna come to the table, you don't wanna talk about the shit. Because that's what they was doing. They didn't want to come to the table. Didn't let America do what they supposed to do. Not the small hat people assist. We don't need you to assist. Y'all cause a lot of bullshit and then we get drawn in it. And if you say anything against them, then no, you racist, you this, you that. You can't say nothing about the small hat people. Look at me now. I'm talking about small hat people. Only some of y'all know what I'm saying. Okay? The rest of y'all may not even know. You can't even say who they actually are. You got to say the small hat people. Or the algorithm will throw you off. Nobody talk about how the small hat people somehow have friendly fire. They call it friendly fire with our soldiers. Nobody talk about that. Friendly fire. It was friendly fire. What the hell do you mean friendly fire? And our children are laid waste for friendly fire. And we're down there trying to help them do nonsense. And then our children get sent to glory. Friendly fire. What the hell does that mean? You can't tell the difference between American and somebody else? Please, I don't have time. I don't have time. They don't like to talk about that, though. Friendly fire, my ass. Now, let's get on to the next foolery. Let's talk about this. Here we go.
Many people know that on the morning of 9/11, a lady looked out of her apartment in New Jersey looking over to the burning tower, the first one, and saw 5 Middle Eastern looking men filming it, high-fiving and cheering. She took them to be Arabic. She called the police. The police eventually tracked them down. They had traveling around in a white van. They were Israelis. They became known as the Dancing Israelis. They were arrested and kept in custody for 71 days until the ultra-Zionist head of the criminal division of the Justice Department, Michael Chertoff, released them. And how many people know that the same Michael Chertoff released the 200 arrested in the spy ring? And they went back to Israel. These 5 dancing Israelis, 2 of which were known by the police to be Mossad agents, said that they were there to document the event. Well, hold on. How did you know it was going to happen?
Friendly fire. That's what it's called. Friendly fire. You know? It's called friendly fire. That's what they call it. When they do something to America, it's called friendly fire. How did y'all know that was going to happen? Mind you, this is the uncomfortable truth. I'm not going to say too much, but this is the uncomfortable truth. They were preparing security for a lot of new equipment back in the day, before 9/11 happened. They were preparing us for new equipment to come into Newark. training us and everything. New shit was coming in. Now, the shit didn't come into play until after 9/11. Ain't that crazy? On the day of 9/11, we were getting our last test for FAA. And our instructor, somebody called our instructor. Our instructor was like, y'all, give me a minute. He turned on the phone. No, he turned on the TV in the conference room. So you see one tower get hit. And I'm like, wait a minute, is that an accident? We all looking like this might be an accident, right? So now we see the second one like, oh, shit. So now he was like, we got to leave. We got to go. We got to go. We go out to the floor. Our managers, supervisors, everybody on the floor. They're like, y'all, we got to evacuate this place. We pulling people from the gates and everything. Mind you, the ones who were training that day, and I was one who was training that day for the test, the last test, we had regular clothes on with our IDs trying to bring the people from out of the gates area. Baby, when I say that they took too long when it came to us, the alert wasn't high enough. That's what, I kid you not. The alert wasn't high enough. So we already knew some shit was going to happen, and the small hat people knew some shit was going to happen. They up there dancing on top of the building. And they called them the dancing Israelis, okay? That mean they had already knew this shit was going to happen to us. And so why were they dancing? But they call it friendly fire, though. That's friendly fire. Friendly fire. Because this is the thing. What was going to happen? It was going to move the United States. You understand? It was going to move us into some shit. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like someone can do something small and it leads to a chain reaction. Like I told y'all, no matter who the president was, because they like to get in, Trump was ready. No matter who the president was, we were going to have to go to war. We was going to have to do some shit to Iran. They had already said this because of the stuff Iran was doing. We were going to have to do it anyway, no matter what. Okay? It was going to have to happen. So let's be clear about that. Okay? And let's not act like Iran has clean hands. Let's not act like their hands is clean. Okay? Let's understand that. But now, this is crunch time. Y'all got to get ready. Do you understand? This is crunch time. Remember how we used to say, if you see something, say something? This is your time now. If you see something, say something. This is your time not to mind your business now. This is your time when you see some shit, you see somebody walking back and forth in front of the building and he looking crazy and this and that, or she looking crazy or this and that. This is your time to say something. Do you understand? You see, this is your time to be the nosy neighbor. This is what we used to say in Newark. You got to be the nosy neighbor in Newark Airport. You understand? This is your time now to be nosy. When you flying out, when you going somewhere, you going to the doctor, you see something crazy, especially in y'all major cities. Pay attention. This is the time to be nosy now. Anything that looks strange, report it. This is the time. Good morning, 18. How are you? So now, they call it friendly fire. They call it friendly fire, y'all. Okay? The dancing Israelis, they call it friendly fire. Now, I want y'all to hear this. Here's the next one. Okay? Here's the next one. Here we go.
Tell me, what should Israel do?
What Israel should do is, for the first time in its history, abandon its quest for regional domination and supremacy. Starting in 1947, just a brief tour through history. Yes, Israel accepted partition publicly. Palestinians didn't. It's not nice to welcome the partition of your land, which is being stolen by foreigners. But privately, Israeli leaders, including David Ben-Gurion, said, we won't accept partition. We'll define for ourselves what our borders are. And that's why they proceeded to expel hundreds of thousands of Palestinians, including into Lebanon, creating this crisis. They refused to address that. Instead of addressing their expulsion of Palestinians and theft of their land, they've stolen more. In 1967. In 1982, the reason Israel invades Lebanon is because the PLO was there, and the PLO at that time was joining the rest of the world in accepting a compromise of a Palestinian state. Google the Arab Peace Initiative. It's been renewed many times to Israel. Israel's been offered by all the Arab states and the PLO, with even Iran joining them and accepting this. Everybody recognizing Israel, everybody making peace in exchange for Israel ending its occupation of the West Bank and Gaza. That's a major compromise for Palestinians. Israel is so hell-bent on domination, occupation, and supremacy, it's refused even to accept a Palestinian compromise. When Hamas tried to join that after 2005, when Israel withdrew, Israel still put Gaza under a complete siege, prevented any basic goods from getting in, carried out routine massacres, even when Hamas leaders...
You tell me what...
Nobody likes to talk about that, though. Green Beans, thank you for the $2 super chat. I appreciate you. We got next, Green Bean said. Okay. Thank you so much for donating to the channel, sir. I greatly appreciate that. So, the uncomfortable truth is, I told y'all, the stuff that go on behind the curtain, nobody pays attention to. Since they started this nonsense with Gaza and all that other stuff, right? Okay, all that tearing up that they doing. They have not sent supplies to these people in over, I'll say 5 months now. These people haven't got any supplies, food, water, nothing. Okay? They haven't got nothing. And nobody is saying she. Okay? Now, in war, there are rules to the game. Okay? Y'all saying that the people want to be free, but y'all punishing the people. You understand? Y'all get in here, just like y'all said, the Iran people want to be free. That's all you hear now. The Iran people want to be free, but they don't want to die. They don't want to die. Nobody is mentioning that part. So the small hat people are only saying, oh no, we're only hitting certain targets. Nah, player. No. We won't be doing that. We only hitting certain targets. Y'all take down a whole building. Y'all get in there and say, oh, nobody died. A whole building late in the midnight hour. Nobody died. So who lives there in those buildings? See, y'all got to read between the lines. They ain't telling the whole story. You came into a Muslim nation and then decided that you're going to be the dominant one in the Muslim nation. And then got the U.S. to get involved in the foolery because of religious beliefs. I don't even know how we have a religious belief in the U.S. in the first place, because all the shit that we have done in the first place in the beginning. Okay? All the nonsense that we have done anyway. I don't even know how we have a religious belief like that. Just because you go and help the small hat people, that doesn't mean Yahweh is going to save us. That's an inside job type work. You understand? Just because you went and you believe you're saving the small hat people, and because they believe they're the chosen and you believe they're the chosen, that doesn't mean Yahweh is coming to save you because you saved the chosen allegedly. No, that doesn't work like that. Being saved is an inside job. Being saved is an inside job. You got to work on you. Yahweh is not coming back for none of these buildings, states, nations. He's not coming back for none of that. He's coming back for the people. The ones who have a clean heart and mind. And y'all love to tell everybody we the chosen. Chosen where? Chosen where? I want to know. Because y'all do the most in the world. Chosen where? Anytime you want to do something, you go and do it, and nobody's supposed to say anything. How y'all the only one in that region is supposed to have weapons of mass destruction? Should none of y'all have weapons of mass destruction? But because we believe we have a legal obligation, not even legal obligation, we have a loving obligation. Some of our presidents is fooled. We have an obligation to these people, and you not even knowing that you laying in the bed with the devil. Did I say that too loud? I don't even know. Let me be mindful what I'm saying. I don't want them to take my channel down. Okay? You up there laying in the bed with the devil. I'm tired. This is the uncomfortable truth. Y'all could get mad with me all y'all want. Something is not right. You can't get me to sign up for this nonsense. I'm sorry. Even Nixon sat up there and said this nonsense. And everybody sat there was like, yeah, he's right. Back in the day when he said this. Let me get to it. Because I remember I just talked about this the other day. Because we believe that we have an obligation to help these people. And mind you, when our nation gets into some foolery, we're going to have a whole problem. 1992, Richard Nixon tells Ted Koppel that no sitting president will ever turn on the small hat people. Here we go.
Observation in your book, and you say that you've said it many times when you were president of the United States, that no president is ever going to desert Israel, right?
Correct. I put it more bluntly. I said, as I told congressional leaders during the 1973 Yom Kippur War, no American president will let Israel go down the tube.
Right.
Democrat or Republican, it's not an issue.
That is stated fairly categorically, and yet in your book you make it clear at the same time that Israel really is not of any enormous strategic value to the United States anymore.
No value.
That's correct.
So why then would the United States continue to burden itself with huge loans, in some cases outright grants to the Israelis, jeopardize possibly young American fighting men, when there is no strategic value involved, or little strategic
Because the
value.
United States is concerned by more than strategic values. That's maybe a weakness, but it's the way we are. And there are moral issues involved here. We don't have an alliance with Israel. As you know, they're not an ally of the United States in the technical sense. But we have a bond to Israel that's much stronger.
Why?
It's a moral commitment. A moral commitment because of what happened during the Holocaust, and a moral commitment because it is a democracy.
Mind you, allegedly we wasn't responsible for the Holocaust, right? Okay, allegedly, right? But you were responsible for slavery though, to Black America. You were responsible for that. But you don't feel a moral obligation to fix the stuff that happened to the Black community. You don't have a moral obligation. This is in 1992. Okay? You didn't have a moral obligation. You felt like, let's continue to pile on more shit onto the Black community, but then turn around and we help the small hat people at all costs. You understand what I'm saying? We have a moral obligation to these people. Mind you, we're giving them loans and grants and all sorts of stuff to rebuild. Every time they do some shit, we're there to help them, give them money to rebuild because it's a moral obligation. Miss Straight Up No Chaser, how are you, baby? It's a moral obligation that we feel towards these people. They not helping us. Are they giving us anything that will help us? Nothing. Nothing. This is just like you got somebody tricking you out. The U.S. is getting tricked out. We getting tricked out. Okay? We getting tricked out. Do whatever I tell you to do, and then, that's it. Do whatever I tell you to do. We getting tricked out by the small hat people. Anytime they get into some foolery, they know America's going to come. Okay? Now I'm going to share something with you. Britain know if something happened to Britain, right? God forbid. But if something happens to Britain, they know the U.S. is going to come. Do you hear what I'm saying? They know the U.S. is going to come. Anything happens to Britain, all hell is going to break loose. They know the U.S. is going to come. Let's understand that. Let's understand that. They know the U.S. is going to come. But Britain don't get into no bullshit where they know the U.S. is going to come. You understand? They don't go and just start shit with other nations and start fucking shit up. They don't do that. They don't do that. Britain know if some shit happen that the U.S. is going to come, but they don't go around punking people. They don't go around saying, oh, I'm going to start shit with so-and-so because I know the U.S. is going to come. They don't do that. But the small hat people go and start shit all in that region. I ain't lying. They go and start shit all in that region because they know the U.S. is going to come. And what happened? We come. That's why when President Trump was like 2 weeks, give me 2 weeks. When he said 2 weeks, I was like, we gonna start some shit over there. Mind you, it's not like Iran is innocent. Let's understand that. Let's understand that. Yes, 18. Yes, I'm telling you. Let's understand that. We know Iran is not innocent. Okay? They've done a lot of shit to us. Okay? But I would prefer that we knocked on their door and said, bitch, it's your turn. It's your turn, bitch. It's your turn. Okay? It's your turn, bitch. Okay? Get all this smoke. You're going to get all this smoke. It's your turn. But no, the small hat people went over there and did some shit and then turn around and look at us. And then you know he had the nerve to come to the news. He had a conference. Yeah, small hat person. Y'all know what I'm talking about. BBB, okay? Small person come up there talking about, I want to congratulate President Trump and everybody. I want to say thank you. Okay. Now, shout out to Jeffrey Media. Okay, Jeffrey Media said this. Okay, shot Jeffrey Media out. This brother got amazing content. Here we go.
U.S. has just struck 3 nuclear sites in Iran. Donald Trump posted this on X about like 10 minutes ago. We have completed our very successful attack on the 3 nuclear sites in Iran, including Fordow, Natanz, and Isfahan. All planes are now outside of Iranian airspace. A full payload of bombs was dropped on the primary site, Fordow. All planes are safely on their way home. Congratulations to our great American warriors. There is not another military in the world that could have done this. Now is the time for peace. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Now, the type of ordnance it would take to do this would likely need to be dropped from a B-2 Spirit. It would be the MOP, which is a massive ordnance penetrator. It weighs about 30,000 pounds. It can penetrate over 200 feet of concrete. There's a chance they might have needed to use multiple of these to actually get the job done. I'm sure more details will come out as this develops. But just a reminder, I have a free email newsletter where I go into more detail on many of these topics. The link to that is in my bio. Go to my profile, click the link, drop your email in, and you'll be good to go. That's all I got for now. I'll see you in the next one.
Now, if you think Take Heed is mad with our soldiers, do you think Take Heed is mad with anybody from the armed forces? If you think Take Heed is mad with our president, I'm not. Shout out to our armed forces. I'm not mad at nobody. Do you understand? Because, like I said to y'all before, Iran had a long ass whooping coming from us. I'm not mad at them at all. Do you understand? I'm not mad at all, damn it. Okay? My problem is that we ain't need no help getting into this shit. We already Congress already knew that they was going to have to get Iran. They already knew that. This is not nothing new. They been knew this shit was going to have to go down. Okay? We didn't need nobody to help us. So now I want y'all to hear this. Okay? Let's get into this right here. Okay? Let's get into this one right here. Oh my God. It's crazy. Lord. I want y'all to hear this. This is the unfiltered, okay? This is a Caucasian woman. Okay? This is a Caucasian woman and she talking her shit and I agree with her. I agree with her. Check out what she said. This is what she said.
No, Iran doesn't have a nuclear weapon. That's the only reason they're comfortable attacking them. Because they know Iran cannot attack back with nuclear weaponry. And they arrogantly thought their Iron Dome was going to protect them. But it literally collapsed within 24 hours. A lot of people may have seen earlier videos where a whole bunch of Iran's weapons were being intercepted by the Iron Dome. The Iron Dome, by the way, actually shoots a missile up to intercept and blow up other missiles. But what they didn't get is that Iran was intentionally sending old missiles to wear out, to use up the defense. And once they felt like they had sufficiently worn down the defenses of the Iron Dome, then they started unleashing the heavy duty stuff. And Iran has hypersonic missiles. And I don't know if you've seen one of those on video. It is insane how fast they come in. You're not getting out of the way of a hypersonic missile. You may be able to see some other type of missile up in the air heading your way. You run for the hills. You're not running from a hypersonic missile. As fast as you see it, it's there. It travels faster than the speed of sound. So it hits you before you even hear it coming. They've also...
So when I heard this Caucasian woman, and I said, this sounds like the same shit that happened to us before, how they was like, oh, so-and-so got weapons of mass destruction, and they ain't have shit. Y'all remember now. Let's not act like we got amnesia. Okay? They did the same thing to Saddam. Okay? Same thing. And now... Okay, don't get me wrong. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that they don't have weapons of mass destruction. I'm saying nobody should have the formula for weapons of mass destruction except the superpowers. Okay, the superpowers should only have that. These little small states and shit and nations, none of them should have these shits. Okay, none of them should have these shits. But how is it that the small hat people in that region? Okay, Black Queen, how are you, baby? Only the small hat people in that region is supposed to have weapons of mass destruction. How is that? Excuse me. So when you get mad, okay, sorry, y'all, I'm drinking this coffee. When you get mad, you'll get in there and start threatening the other states that's around you, or I'll drop some shit on you if you don't be quiet. You understand? So this is a reason, this is an uncomfortable situation that America is involved in, okay? All because the small hat people went gun-ho. It's not like Congress didn't know that they was gonna have to do something. Congress knew. They just don't like the fact that Trump went ahead and did what he was supposed to do. Shout out to my president. I ain't mad at him. I'm not mad at him. Y'all stay mad with him. I'm not mad with him, okay? They already knew they was gonna have to do something to Iran. It's not that, oh, they just was blind to the fact. That's not it. They wasn't blind to the fact. They know they had to. They just didn't like that Trump went ahead and did what he did. That's your business, though. That's y'all business. Y'all stay mad. That's your business. Now, I'm going to share something with y'all. Okay? I don't agree on some of the shit. I don't. Okay? And this is why a lot of us Christians are fooled, because we don't read the Bible properly. We don't. So we believe these people that are God's chosen, allegedly God's chosen, okay? We don't read the Bible properly, so we believe that we're doing a just cause. We believe we're fighting a just cause. Listen to this right here. I want y'all to listen to this. Check this out.
They're still God's chosen people?
Yes.
The New Testament says the nation of Israel is no longer God's people. The people of God is the church. Your view about Israel is wrong. They're not God's chosen people. The vineyard is what?
Israel.
And the tenants, the vine dressers, are the rulers, right?
Yes.
And their last chance, their last hope of getting it right was what? The owner, who's God the Father, do as their last chance to get right. He sent his son last of all, right?
Right.
All right. So then Jesus already says their what response will be? They'll kill him.
Yes.
When they kill him, what is God going to do?
Therefore, I tell you that the kingdom of God will be taken away from you.
From who?
From the Israelite.
Yeah, so why would you say they're God's chosen people? Jesus just said, when you kill me and reject me, the kingdom will be taken away from you. So where did you get their God's chosen people? You taught they're still...
Ain't that nasty? Ain't that nasty? It's nasty. It's nasty, I know. I know. We don't like the truth. It's nasty. Okay? Now, this is what a lot of y'all who voted for this woman, Okay, y'all voted for Kamala Harris. And you know what? I don't want y'all to get amnesia. I don't want you to get amnesia because y'all voted for Kamala Harris. But I don't want you to get amnesia because now y'all talking about, oh, Trump did this and Trump did that. He was wrong to do this. But this is what she said.
Foreign country do you consider to be our greatest adversary?
I think there's an obvious one in mind, which is Iran. Iran has American blood on their hands, okay? This attack on Israel, 200 ballistic missiles. What we need to do to ensure that Iran never achieves the ability to be a nuclear power, that is one of my highest priorities.
So if you have proof that Iran is building a nuclear weapon, would you take military action?
I'm not going to talk about hypotheticals at this moment.
You see that? You see that? But no, Trump was the problem. But you see that, right? So even if she made it to be president, we would still be in this problem right now. Even if she made it to be the president, we would still be in this issue right now. Because what did she say? Iran has blood on their hands. Now, if anybody who believe that Iran does not have American blood on their hands, that mean ain't none of y'all watching shit. Nobody is watching anything. Y'all somewhere in a dungeon, somewhere hiding. You don't know. Okay? You don't know. The last thing that we know of was 9/11. That they had American blood on their hands was 9/11. So is this ass whooping that they got from us justified? Hell yeah. It's justified. It is. It is. Okay? It's justified. Okay? But the way we got in it because of the small hat people. It's not like we didn't know we was going to have to whoop their ass. It's not like we didn't know that. But because of the small hat people drug us into the shit. President Trump, his presidency just started. His presidency just started. We ain't need this shit. Okay, I'm just saying. I want us to be clear. Okay? I want us to be clear. All right. Oh my God. Now, this is a little dark, what we about to go into right now. Okay, this is a little dark. Get ready. Okay? You know, the loudest person in the room is a problem. I always tell y'all that. You know, even when you look at men, and you want to see the alpha male, you know what I'm saying? The one who is the loudest in the room. The one that's the loudest is the fakest. That's the one that's the fakest. The one that is poised, he calm, he looking around the room, he checking things out. That's the true king. We always miss that one. The one that is the loudest, y'all think that's the king. But that's the same thing like women. The one who is the loudest in the room, she the fool. The one who is the most quietest in the room, when she get in the room and she quiet, she looking around, that's the queen. She's trying to assess the situation. Just like the king. The true king, he's quiet. He assessed the situation. The ones that's the loudest are the fools. I want y'all to hear this. This is a little nasty. Here we go.
In personal insults?
I don't, but you do.
When you lack in a legitimate point, you make up for it in personal insults.
I don't, you do.
Personal insults. The point I am making is in this new world order, we are looking at countries, whether or not they're an adversary or ally, it is being determined on what kind of deal we can get. And we cannot govern, we cannot legislate that way. We are increasingly isolated on the world stage. So if you want to engage in personal insults, if I were you, I would reserve that for your party who is increasingly isolated. This will, our position outside of the United.
You've probably seen this clip by now. It speaks for itself. But we're not here to pile on. We're here to ask a deeper question. Have you ever heard of the Dunning-Kruger effect? It's a psychological paradox, simple and scary. It says this: the less a person knows, the more likely they are to think they know everything. Why? Because they lack the knowledge to realize what they don't know. Or in less polite terms, dumb people don't know they're dumb because they're dumb. You see, self-awareness requires a minimum level of intelligence. And when you're below that line, you're not just wrong, you're confidently wrong. This is why the loudest person in the room is often the least informed. It's why social media is full of bold declarations and bad takes. It's why some people can't admit when they're wrong.
Yep.
Because they don't even know they are. And yet, this isn't just about Tiffany Cross. It's about a culture addicted to opinion, but allergic to reflection.
Facts.
True intelligence isn't how loud you speak. It's how deeply you think. And the wisest people are often the quietest, because they understand how much they still have to learn.
Facts.
So before you speak, before you judge, before you declare someone else a fool, ask yourself, do I know what I'm talking about? Or do I just think I do? Ignorance isn't a crime, but defending it with arrogance, that's a plague.
And I want to share something with you. Even take heed at times. When I come across content, and I love to say this about myself, but even at times when I come across content and I'm wrong, and I find out that I'm wrong, I come back and I'll be like, y'all, this situation was not what I said. Let's get it cracking. This is what really happened. But you'll have content creators who are bigger than me, that they know the shit is wrong, okay? And they'll still come out and say the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like after you had already told them that, oh no, that video you put out, it was wrong or whatever. They don't even come in and correct themselves. They rather live in the bliss of being fooled. And Take Heed never wants to be a content creator like that. If I don't know something and somebody say to me, even in my chat, wait a minute, Take Heed, that's not how it go. And I would tell them, baby, to let me know, what did I say that was wrong? It's better to get correction than not. Because once you don't get the correction, you can tell other people nonsense, and then they'll run with that. So anyway, I wanted to share that with y'all, but we're going to go into the news now, okay? We're going to go into the news now. I'm not going to keep y'all too long. We're going to go into the news. But I first want to shout out everybody who donated to the channel. I greatly appreciate that. Sunkiss, I see you, baby. And Green Beans, thank you so much. I see you too as well. Thank you for taking time to donate to the channel too. Okay? So this one is for... This is for Green Beans right here. Here we go.
Men or white men? You want the Morris Chestnut or the Ashton Kutcher?
No, give me a black man for sure. Give me a black man.
All right.
Yeah.
Why?
Because I'm not really the type to date a white man. No.
No, Ashton Kutcher for you?
Honestly, even in my own race, like I can't date a light skin, like I can't. Gotta dress, like caramel.
She said
caramel,
chocolate.
So what you like about black men?
Everything. It's not one specific thing. It's everything. Everything. Everything comes with everything.
She said everything.
Everything, for sure.
Black men.
Shout out to the African American men. All right now. Now I ain't hating all colors. Hello, my brothers, all colors. But I gotta shout my brothers out first, okay? Now this one is for Sunkiss. Sunkiss, this is a little funny right here, okay? This is a little funny.
Niggas lost his mind. Now I've got my 45. Oh, this nigga's lost his mind. Baby, I'ma do about 9.
He said he gonna do 9.
Since he's talking jive, I've been let it slide. I'ma put about 2, 3, 4, 5 right between his eyes. Oh shit!
Now listen, I don't promote violence. Take heed to the message does not promote violence, okay? Now, let's get into the next foolery of the day, okay? So, now, the U.S. is in some foolery because of the nonsense that is what is going on with Iran, okay? And the small hat people help the situation, okay? Now, I want y'all to hear this because President Trump, shout out to President Trump, okay? This is what he said, okay? This is his remarks, okay? Here we go. Now, it's probably going to be a commercial first. Let's see. Let's see what we got. Mm-hmm. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. There we go. There we go. Here you go.
Thank you very much. A short time ago, the U.S. military carried out massive precision strikes on the 3 key nuclear facilities in the Iranian regime, Fordow, Natanz, and Esfahan. Everybody heard those names for years as they built this horribly destructive enterprise. Our objective was the destruction of Iran's nuclear enrichment capacity and a stop to the nuclear threat posed by the world's #1 state sponsor of terror. Tonight I can report to the world that the strikes were a spectacular military success. Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
Now, President Trump called them the bully of the East. Now, I don't know. I don't know. Well, there's an instigator in the East, too. Okay, small hat people, I'm looking at you. Let's continue. Leonard, I see you, baby. Thank you for the $50 super chat. I greatly appreciate it, honey. Thank you so much. Let's continue.
As Iran has been saying, death to America, death to Israel. They have been killing our people, blowing off their arms, blowing off their legs with roadside bombs. That was their specialty. We lost over 1,000 people, and hundreds of thousands throughout the Middle East and around the world have died as a direct result of their hate. In particular, so many were killed by their general, Qasem Soleimani. I decided a long time ago that I would not let this happen. It will not continue. I want to thank and congratulate Prime Minister Bibi Netanyahu. We worked as a team like perhaps no team has ever worked before. And we've gone a long way to erasing this horrible threat to Israel. I want to thank the Israeli military.
I don't know if this is a team effort, though. I want us to understand this first. I don't believe this was a team effort. I believe they went out and done some shit, and then they had no, you know what I'm saying? They came and told us that we had to help them, okay? Because that obligation we have towards them. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying, y'all. I'm just saying. I don't believe it's a team effort. Let's continue. Here we go.
For the wonderful job they've done. And most importantly, I want to congratulate the great American patriots who flew those magnificent machines tonight.
Yes.
And all of the United States military on an operation the likes of which the world has not seen in many, many decades. Hopefully, we will no longer need their services in this capacity. I hope that's so.
That's not so. That's not so. We have opened up a can of worms. That's not so. But shout out to President Trump. Let's continue.
Congratulate the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Raisin Kane, spectacular general, and all of the brilliant military minds involved in this attack. With all of that being said, this cannot continue. There will be either peace or there will be tragedy for Iran far greater than we have witnessed over the last 8 days. Remember, there are many targets left. Tonight's was the most difficult of them all, by far, and perhaps the most lethal. But if peace does not come quickly, we will go after those other targets with precision, speed, and skill. Most of them can be taken out in a matter of minutes. There's no military in the world that could have done what we did tonight. Not even close. There has never been a military that could do what took place just a little while ago. Tomorrow, General Kane.
I like how we boast about our military. I don't believe we're the only ones that could have done it, but I like how we boast. You know what I'm saying? I'm not mad. I'm not mad. Shout out to our military. I'm not mad. Okay, let's continue. Here we go.
Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth will have a press conference at 8 a.m. at the Pentagon. And I want to just thank everybody, and in particular, God. I want to just say we love you, God, and we love our great military. Protect them. God bless the Middle East. God bless Israel, and God bless America. Thank you.
Now, I would have liked if he said, God bless America first, okay? But it's all right. He made us last. But if he would have said, God bless America first, then we could have said the Middle East and then Israel. You know what I'm saying? But God bless America first, because we have opened up, there's a whole can of worms, some shit about to go left. Okay, let's continue. Here we go.
Thank you.
He said, thank you. Shout out to President Trump. I'm not mad at him. I'm not mad at him. I want y'all to understand we had no choice. We were going to go after Iran anyway. This has been in the works, in the makings for God knows how long. We already was going to go after them. Okay? I want y'all to understand that. Now, it's a long time coming that we did something with them. Okay? It's a long time coming. But we were going to have to go after them anyway. I want us to be clear on that. The small hat people didn't need to help us, but we was going to have to go after them anyway. Okay? Now, I want to shout out Leonard. Leonard, thank you for the $50 super chat, baby. I greatly appreciate you. Thank you so much. And I want to give you something. Let me see what I got. Let me see what I got. Trying to get something funny. Here we go. Here we go.
Girl, for a few dollars, can I make you holler? Can I give you some extra change? Pay a few bills.
All right now.
Baby, I just called to see if I could blow.
Oh, this is too far. This is too far.
Into your silky draw.
That's too far. Wait a minute. Oh my God. That's too far. Oh my God.
Let me smell them.
He said smell them. It's too far.
Can I blow into them silky draw?
Shout out to Leonard. Thank you, baby, for the $50 super chat. I hope I ain't go too far, Leonard. I hope I ain't go too far, baby. I hope I ain't go too far. Please don't be offended, okay? Oh, my God. Now, I should have listened to that whole video before. Oh, my God. Wait, the screen dropped. The screen dropped. Oh, my God. Wait. Okay. Oh, my God, that's funny. Oh, my God. Okay. I was trying. Okay. You said you good. Okay, thank you, Leonard. Thank you. Okay, I was trying. It was too much. Okay. Now, I'm sorry, y'all. I would have y'all on this poll that I usually have that brings in, I can move it, right? But somehow, while we were on vacation, one of the kids broke this thing. Now I got to replace it. Now I'm looking at my king because I ain't got no money. So I'm looking at my king about telling him to replace this thing, right? So when we first got home, I felt that it was broke. I was like, how is this thing broke? Because y'all shouldn't have been at my studio. So I'm thinking it was the baby, the wine baby that broke it. But she trying to act like she ain't break it. She's like, no, Ma, I don't know anything about it. That's what she told me. So now I got to put y'all on top of the computer on a little stand. So that's why the stand like slided a little bit to me. Okay. Leonard, I'm sorry, baby. I know it was too much, but it was funny, honey. I'm sorry. Okay. I know y'all like take heed is something else. I'm sorry, y'all. Okay. Thank you, Leonard. I appreciate you, baby, for the donation. So now I want y'all to hear this. Okay. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. Okay. Because she got something. And she said Trump one decision away from World War III. Okay, listen to this. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. Okay, you know Pink Book Lessons come with that correction, baby. Her stuff be something else. Okay, yes, honey. Leonard said you ate good. I be cracking up for real. I'm sorry, Leonard. Okay, here we go.
Israel's launched a major military attack on Iranian nuclear and military capabilities, killing dozens of top military officials and scientists, along with civilians. At least 200 fighter jets have struck over 100 targets across Iran, including Iran's main uranium enrichment site in Natanz and a nuclear research site in Tabriz. Strikes have also been reported across Tehran, the Iranian capital. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu has said the strikes will continue for as many days as it takes.
Moments ago, Israel launched Operation Rising Lion, a targeted military operation to roll back.
Rising Lion. Why do you think they named it Rising Lion? Oh my God. Let's continue. Here we go.
Iranian threat to Israel's very survival. This operation will continue for as many days as it takes to remove this threat.
Include Iran's top military and nuclear leaders, including Hossein Salami, Commander-in-Chief of the elite Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps, Mohammad Bagheri, Chief of Staff of Iran's Armed Forces, and Ali Shamkhani, a close aide to Iran's Supreme Leader Ayatollah Ali Khamenei. Nuclear scientists Mohammad Mahdi Taranshi and Feyerdoun Abbasi have also been killed. Iran's Foreign Affairs Minister has said the country has a, quote, legal and legitimate right to respond. It's been reported Iran has launched at least 100 drones to...
Did you hear what he said? I'm not sorry. Did you hear what she said, he said? Okay? They have a legal obligation to respond. They have the right to respond. That's what I'm talking about. Right after 9/11, and we found out who did what, we had the obligation to respond. If we wanted to do some shit, we had the right to respond right after. When Bush had all that smoke, that would have been the time to respond. You understand? Not us wait so long to respond. Get that ass the next day. Once we found out, this is when you get ready and get that ass. You understand? This is when we supposed to. But anyway, let's continue. Here we go.
Israel that are being intercepted. U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio claimed the U.S. was not involved in the strikes, while Trump posted on social media, quote, I gave Iran chance after chance to make a deal. The Israeli attacks came as the U.S. and Iran have been engaged in talks over a possible new nuclear agreement.
We also have this post that is coming in from the IDF, the Israel Defense Forces. They did post this a short time ago with some video there on your screen, and all of it related to what we did see. Now, they say that there's approximately 1,500 kilometers there between Israel and Iran. They also say eliminated 9 senior scientists and experts responsible for advancing the Iranian regime's nuclear weapons program. All of the eliminated scientists and experts, eliminated based on intelligence, were key factors in the development of Iranian nuclear weapons.
Over a week has passed since Israel launched their initial strike against Iran, the attack that resulted in the deaths of 9 of Iran's top 10 nuclear scientists. Reports claim that the scientists were killed using a classified weapon, the details of which have not been released to the public. After those 9 attacks in different locations, targeting those 9 scientists, scientist number 10 was killed shortly after in that initial overnight operation. So that's a total of 10 scientists killed in Iran by Israel. They were all targeted along with the facilities as senior members of Iran's military leadership. In response, Iran has launched a series of counterattacks against Israel, and the two countries have been engaged in ongoing escalating exchanges. The situation has grown increasingly tense, with observers in neighboring countries like Lebanon closely watching developments. Check this out. This right here was caught on camera. There was a rooftop party going on in Lebanon where they got a front row seat to all the action. Israel and Iran have traded strikes for a 4th day. Israel says it attacked the headquarters of Iran's state television today, which was captured during a live broadcast. The Israeli military had earlier warned people in the capital of Tehran to evacuate. That strike came after Iran fired another wave of missiles at Israel, killing at least 8 civilians, according to the Israeli military. CBS News senior foreign correspondent Holly Williams is in Erbil, Iraq, with the latest. Holly? Israel's Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu justified his country's attack on Iran by saying that the Iranian nuclear program is a, quote, clear and present danger to Israel.
And how do you go and justify the attack on Iran, right? You go and justify it and then turn around and look at us to come in and fix the shit. You started the shit, but you come in and look at us and to fix the shit. And this is why I said that warfare, when you're going to war, there's certain rules to the game, okay? Just like they talking about that Iran is just blowing up everywhere. They don't have certain places where they're supposed to military. They're hitting regular people. This is what they said. Iran is hitting regular people. Okay, this is what they said, right? But when the small hat people was up there blowing Gaza to smithereens and shit, they was hitting regular people. They weren't in there getting, certain places. They were hitting regular people. Nobody liked to mention that shit, right? The thing is that if there's rules to the game, everybody's supposed to be conducting the same rules. If there's rules to the game, everybody's supposed to conduct the same rules, okay? I'm just saying. And just like I told y'all in the beginning, if the political powers was not at B, you know what I'm saying? If the political situation didn't play a part in this, just political. If it didn't play a part in this, both of these, this whole nation would just they would have hurt each other. They all would have just deleted each other. Sometimes I wish that America could just sit by and watch them just destroy themselves. And then we just walk in and clean up everything. You know what I'm saying? Like, just take over the land. That's messed up, right? Y'all like, take heed, that's wrong. I'm just saying. Okay? Then we won't, every couple years, we won't see no bullshit and over there no more. You know what I'm saying? Just let them do whatever they want to do. And then after they finish, okay, then we go in and clean up the place and make it a resort and shit. Ain't that's mean though, right? That's that's a little mean, right? That's a little mean, right? Okay, I know. I'm sorry. I'm just saying that we're tired. You understand? Both of these people, let's say people, both of these people got the same blood running through their veins. And we want to go biblical. They got the same blood running through their veins. And every couple years they get into a war. Every couple years they start some bullshit. Okay? And then drag us in the shit. I'm just saying. Shout out to Pink Book Lessons. We're going to get back to what she's saying. Okay? Here we go.
Is a, quote, clear and present danger to Israel. Now, Iran has denied any intention of building a nuclear bomb, but it is...
I don't know why the commercial coming that fast. That don't make no sense. Hold on, y'all. Give me a minute. Here we go.
Any intention of building a nuclear bomb, but it is engaged in enriching uranium, and Israel's been striking sites where that's taking place. We can see the damage very clearly in satellite imagery, and Israel's also killed several of Iran's nuclear scientists. Yet some experts say that unless Israel can take out the Fordow nuclear site, a fortified location which is buried deep inside a mountain, then this war will have been in vain. And it's widely believed that Israel does not have the firepower to destroy Fordow, because it would probably require huge bunker buster bombs, which the US has, but which it has not supplied to Israel. So far...
And that's where we come in. I don't know why. I know. I don't know why it's doing that. I don't know what happened. I see it too on the other phone. I don't know what happened. I don't know why it's doing that. Anyway, I got a big face. So, what we going to do? I got a big face. I don't know why it's doing that. I was wondering the same thing too. But it's doing something. Anyway, we just going to continue with it, okay? I don't know why my face is doing that. Yeah, I don't even know how to change it. So the thing is that you hear this foolery, and this is why Israel, the small hat people, kept saying they need us. They need us. Okay, you said not that damn big. Listen, that's how they got it. That's how they got it. That's how they got it. Black Queen, that's how they got it. I don't know. I don't know why it's doing that. Okay. I got a big face anyway. But I don't know why they doing that, okay? I'm confused as well. Okay, let's continue.
So far in this conflict, the US has been aiding Israel by shooting down incoming Iranian missiles. But if the US decided to join in Israel's airstrikes, then retaliation from Iran would become more likely. And Iran has already threatened to target American military bases and ships. There are around 40,000 US troops here in the Middle East. But if Iran retaliates, the roughly 2,500 American troops thought to be here in Iraq would be an obvious target, simply because they are right next door. Holly Williams, CBS News, Erbil in northern Iraq. And CBS News Pentagon reporter Eleanor Watson joins us now. Eleanor, thank you for being with us. What is the Pentagon saying about Israel's latest round of strikes?
Israel claimed today that it destroyed about a third of Iran's long-range ballistic missile launchers, potentially limiting Iran's ability to continue to retaliate against Israel. But arguably the biggest development came over the weekend when Israel claimed to have much of the air superiority.
That's a lie. That's a lie. They didn't even stop anything. They didn't do anything. That Iron Dome, they just broke that Iron Dome down. I don't even know. I don't know. You know what I think? I don't think they understood how much weapons that Iran had. I don't think they really understand the type of missiles that Iran had. Because allegedly, Iran used all the old missiles that they had first. Okay? And then they used the other ones that got, those special type of missiles or whatever. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not rooting for Iran and I'm not rooting for the small hat people. Okay? I'm rooting for America. I'm rooting for the land that I was born. I don't want to see our children die in vain for nonsense. You know what I'm saying? I think it could have been a better way that this could have been done. Like, not at the beginning of the presidency. Now, we all know that this is money. We all know this is a money thing. Anytime we get in here and start warring out, it's a money thing. We all know this, okay? But I'll be damned. Lord, I don't even know what to say. Okay? I don't even know what to say. This is nonsense. We're going to go out of Pink Book Lessons, and I want us to go right here. Here we go.
You know that the president just issued a new statement that I think is notable given some of the conversation that you've just been having about maybe some of the items that were left out of his remarks, but that are all the more relevant. He did just say that any retaliation by Iran against the United States of America will be met with force far greater than what was witnessed tonight. Thank you, Donald J. Trump. So when we talk about where this goes from here, the potential future implications and what it could mean for U.S. military personnel stationed in the region and around the world, or for potentially whatever could be at risk here domestically, and however Iran chooses to respond to this, the president trying to emphasize that point with his messaging on social media tonight.
Thank you very much. It's your time.
The thing is that that's not going to work. Even though President Trump put out a tweet and he said that this should stop from here on, this should stop. That's not going to work. That's not going to work. Even though he put that out there, that this should stop from here on, like after he done blew up everything down here, that's not going to stop. This had triggered a chain reaction, which the small hat people started it first, and now we coming in doing the second one. This is going to be something else. This is not going to be a hitter-quitter type thing. This is turning into something else. And I'm not mad at Trump. I'm not mad with anybody. Even if Trump didn't become president and Kamala became president, okay, the same thing would have happened. I want us to be clear on that. The same thing would have happened. But the thing is that American people, we have to wake up. We have to wake up. You understand? We have to wake up because we have a certain type of link to the small hat people. And these people give two shits about us. They don't care nothing about us. All they care is that we spend money with them. These people give two shits about us. That's why they're in control of the banks. They're in control of the music industry, the movie industry, the clothing, all that. They're in control of all those things. They only care about our money. Do you think they care about our children? If they gave a damn about our children, they wouldn't just go and start shit and then we get into some bullshit. Like, they know America is going to follow them. If they know they got into some shit, they know America is coming for the rescue. Britain know the same thing. Britain know America is going to come to the rescue, but Britain don't get us into some shit. They don't get us into bullshit. Britain don't do that. Only time that Britain get into some shit, it got to be heavy. For Britain to get into some shit to call us. Okay? But every time you turn around and BB wake up, let's talk about him. BB wake up in the middle of the night, he think of some bullshit, okay? And now he got to start shit. How you start shit from all fronts? Like everybody around you, you fucking with everybody. Everybody around you, you fucking with everybody. And the other nations, the other states be quiet because they know America is coming if any shit happened to you. Like, you know, there's weight behind you, but you just go out and start shit. And then what they do is that after they done started some shit, they come back and try to tell the American people, oh, you know, because this is in, you know, this is because they'll get in here and try to pull at our heartstrings. Oh, this was in the Bible. People get in here and tell you, oh, this is in the Bible. This was written already. And it's true. It was written already. But it wasn't written about them. Nobody will tell me that these are God's chosen. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody could get up here and tell me this lie. Okay? Because God chosen is not going out starting shit with everybody. You understand? God's chosen is not going out there starting shit with everybody. Okay, I'm just saying. And I'm not saying that the other Muslim nations are innocent and this and that. We're not doing that. But both of these two states, we gotta say states, not nation, but nation is a Muslim nation. But both of these two states and all the other states, y'all like to just do fuck shit. And then we get pulled into the shit with our children. See, I'm going to share something with y'all, and this is nasty. The small hat people, they got time to sacrifice their kids. This is nasty, what I'm about to say. They got time to sacrifice their kids. Do you hear me? You understand? They got time to sacrifice their children. Let's talk about it. Okay? They got time to sacrifice their children. They got a lot of kids. One family will have about 10 children. You see them walking through the airport. One family will have about 10 children. Somebody got 12, this and that. They got time to sacrifice their kids. American families at most, right now, at most, you got about 4 kids. Okay? Some of y'all might have 5. Okay? American families. The most we have is like 4 kids, okay? And you might only have 1 son. Who has time to go out and sacrifice American children for another nation? Do you think the small hat people will sacrifice their children for our nation? Do you think the small hat people will go out and sacrifice their children for our nation? Because that's what we doing. When we send our children to go out and do this nonsense, we're sacrificing our children for this nation. Okay? Now, I could understand if we went to Iran and we said, bitch, it's time, bitch. It's time, bitch. Wake the fuck up, bitch. It's time. 9/11 is time. I want you to remember. Do I need to replay the shit that y'all did to us before I come and wreck shop in this bitch? Now, you could do a replay. Let's do a replay. Let they ass remember, this is the shit y'all did to us. We coming back to get you. Okay? That's a replay. Let's do a replay and shit. Okay? But there was no replay. The small hat people went and done some bullshit. And so now it looked like America is just coming at them for no reason. But we got a whole list of shit while we coming at you, Iran. A whole list of shit. 9/11 was the last one that y'all did to us. So I'm not mad that President Trump did this shit. I'm not mad at him. Shout out to my president. I'm not mad at him. But the problem is that our children are being sacrificed for nonsense because we didn't start this shit. You went over there all gun-ho and shit, y'all small hat people, all gun-ho and shit, went over there and started shit with these people, and then now we had to get involved. They're the only state that they know we behind them that go and do fuck shit. Britain don't do that shit. France don't do that shit. But they will go over there, just a state, not even a nation, y'all. Not even a nation. You lost your statehood too. Nobody like to talk about that. In 23, you lost your statehood. Nobody talks about that shit, okay? You ain't even a state there no more. The United Nations like, no, you lost your statehood, okay? Nobody talks about that shit. Everybody still call them a state, okay? You went over there and did some fuck shit, and now we involved in the shit. It's crazy. I'm sorry, y'all. I know y'all like take heed, you wrong. I'm just saying, the shit ain't right. The shit ain't right. I'm just saying. Any little thing the small hat people get involved in, we get pulled into the shit. And it's not because they got anything of value in that state. It's not because they got anything in their land that we need. It's not. They just made it a moral obligation to help them. That's it. That's it. It's not like they do anything for us. It's not like we get anything from them. They don't do anything. All they do is come and make us remember the past of how their ancestors was hurt. Just like when y'all get in here and tell black folks, oh, y'all gotta stop talking about slavery. Y'all never say that to the small hat people. Y'all never say that to small hat people. Y'all quick to tell African American, oh, you got to get over slavery. Y'all never say that to the small hat people. They'll get around here and talk about their past and all the evil things that happened to them. And then y'all immediately, we sob with them. We get in there and we just sob with them. Okay? Oh, that shouldn't have happened. But when black people get in here and talk about the slave trade and all this other stuff, y'all quick to tell them, oh no, how many times y'all gonna bring that up? That's what you're saying, okay? How many times you gonna keep saying that? That's what y'all say, okay? When you gonna forget about slavery? That's what y'all say, okay? All y'all say that. But when it comes to the small hat people, we immediately feel bad. We immediately feel bad. These people have brought us into a forever war. We said we ain't want to do no more forever wars. That's what we said. I'm going to share something with you. At least we should have had a break for a minute. Like, you know what I'm saying? At least gave us a break for a minute. Like 2 good years gave us a break. And then went after Iran. You know what I'm saying? Like 2 good years give us a break and then went after Iran ass. I would have liked that part. Okay? I'd have liked that part. But right when Trump just got his feet wet into the White House, let's start some shit. When America wakes up that the small hat people give 2 shits about y'all, then we'll understand. Then we'll understand. See, all this shit is coming from LBJ. All this shit is coming from LBJ and the teaching that he was taught from his auntie. From his auntie. Now, you right. Peace don't make money. You right. You right. But I at least wanted some time. Okay? We just got out some shit. I'd at least wanted some time. But you know what? The powers that be was like, no, let's get it popping. Okay, let's get it popping right now. But all this shit stemmed from the teaching that LBJ got growing up with his auntie, all that secret shit that he learned, and they passed it on and went through all through Congress and everything. And if you don't pledge allegiance to the small hat people, okay, you don't get nothing. You understand? You don't pledge allegiance to the small hat people, you don't make it. That's why when Marjorie Taylor Greene had came out here and was talking about small hat people, I was like, oh shit, she don't know what she about to do. She gonna lose that seat. I was thinking that. Hopefully the people who are Republican love her enough that they keep her in that seat. I ain't mad at her. The thing that I'm mad at is that you see black Democrats that y'all so fooled by some of the shit. That's the thing that hurts so much. Because no matter what, even if Kamala would have won, we would still be in the same situation today. We would still be here. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm not going to keep y'all long. I appreciate all of y'all for coming today. I appreciate all of y'all for hitting that like and subscribe button. Thank you so much for all the donations. Thank you so much for taking the time to rock with me today, because you could have been anywhere else, but you was like, I want to go see what this loudmouth heifer talking about today. So I want you to understand that. Green Bean said, still stay ready around the house. Now, he ain't lying. He ain't lying. Y'all major cities, though, I want y'all to watch out. When you go to the airport, the trains and all that stuff, y'all major cities, y'all be careful. I told y'all, be nosy, okay? If you see something, say something. Y'all remember we used to say that slogan right after 9/11. We got to get back into that slogan. If you see something, say something. No matter how small it is, report it, okay? Something look fishy, report the shit, okay? If you see something, say something. Because one thing, when these people get ready to do something, they always have amateurs doing the shit. You hear me? They always have amateurs doing the shit, okay? The person looks scary and shit, walking around. They keep walking back and forth and shit like that because they know they about to go, they about to do some fuck shit. If you see people like that, you know what I'm saying, asking stupid questions, ask questions. See somebody with a big-ass book bag and shit like that, and it's hot as hell outside, start asking questions and shit. You understand? You see something, say something. That's what we gonna have to start doing, okay? You on the train, you see some crazy shit, you see something, you know what I'm saying, report the shit. Also, another thing too, one thing we have to learn when these people get on the planes and they start doing fuck shit, okay? Listen to me. The shit gonna go left anyway. Do you hear me? My American brothers and sisters from every color. Do you hear me? Go out fighting. Fuck what you heard. Go out fighting. You hear me? The plane, any if they do any nonsense, the plane ain't gonna make it where it need to go. Whoop ass. Do you hear me? Whoop ass. That's what we need to start doing. Fuck what you heard. Whoop ass. You get on a plane, you see somebody, la 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 la. Whoop ass. Whoop ass. You hear me? Whoop ass. Don't sit there. If you want to do a quick prayer, do a quick prayer. Get up, whoop ass. The plane ain't gonna land where it's supposed to go anyway. Put it in your mind, whoop ass. You on the train, somebody la 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 la, whoop ass, whoop ass. The train ain't gonna make it where it's supposed to go. At least this person gonna get an ass whooping before everybody gets sent to glory. Do you hear me? Whoop ass. This is what we gonna have to start doing as Americans. Fuck what you heard. Take heed, see some shit, somebody la 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 la, I'm whooping ass. First two piece, hit a quitter, and then we gonna just whoop ass. That's it. Everybody getting their ass whooped. That's the problem with us, y'all. 9/11 should have taught us some shit. Do you hear me? 9/11 taught us some shit. We got to fight. You hear me? We got to get out this motherfucker and fight. Don't wait for superheroes and shit. We got to be the superhero on the plane ourselves, on the train ourselves. You see some shit, whoop ass. Don't wait. Don't wait till that la 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 la. No, whoop ass. Don't wait. Take heed to the message does not support violence. I don't support violence. This channel does not support violence, okay? I don't support violence. You see something, say something. You hear me? You see something, say something. My Caucasian brothers and sisters, I don't care if you on a plane with your family. Do you hear me? If somebody do that la 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 la, whoop ass. Get the kids involved. Everybody, whoop ass. Because the plane not going to land where it's supposed to go. Do you hear me? You might as well whoop ass. So now when you get to the kingdom of heaven, the gates will open because you was trying to protect everybody on the plane. Damn it, I said it. Okay, I said it. Whoop ass. Because that's where it's coming to. Y'all, we got to stop being scared. We got to stop being scared. Y'all know after 9/11, we was in here and we was wondering what the hell was going on. And they had to start doing commercials and shit telling us, don't be scared. We Americans, we fight. That's what they was telling us. Y'all remember after 9/11, they had all these commercials. This is what they want you to do. They want you to be scared. And Americans started coming outside and was like, fuck what you heard. Fuck what you heard. American people, let me share something with you. I don't care what color you are. If it's American on the end, when you got to sign any paperwork, damn it, you got to get out there and we got to fight. Fuck that. We Americans on the end. Fuck what you heard. A young boy had said this on social media. He said, Americans been waiting. Somebody said, what if America ever get invaded? Somebody said that. Now take heed to the message does not support violence. Somebody came in after he said, Americans been waiting for that shit. We've been waiting for shit like that. We prepared. We've been waiting for shit like that. Do you hear me? My brothers and sisters, I don't care what color y'all is. If anybody getting this motherfucker, we gonna whoop ass. Do you hear me? We gonna whoop ass. Don't be scared. We gonna whoop ass. You already know you going to glory. Whoop ass. Okay? That's what we talking about. You understand? You see how Biden done let all these people in here. You see how he let all these people in here. Y'all know some of these people who belong to Iran is already in this bitch. Okay? Let's understand. Let's be clear. Okay? Let's be clear. This is not they already all in Iran and doing some shit. No, let's be clear. They already here. Be mindful of what you're doing. Pay attention to shit. Tell, if you see something, you know what I'm saying? If you see something, say something. The shit done hit the fan, y'all. The shit done hit the fan. The shit done hit the fan. Don't get scared. Ain't nothing we could do now. All you can do is fight, damn it. Now, take heed to the message does not support violence. I don't support violence. I don't want them to take my channel down. I'm monetized. I don't want them to take my shit down. But last thing that we need to put in our mind, the last thing, I don't care if it was the first thing in your mind that you scared. Move that shit all the way to the back. Move that shit. If you scared in the beginning, move that shit all the way to the back. This is not the time. But one thing America needs to know is who is their ally and who is the enemy. You understand? We need to know that. And I want y'all to understand. Anybody, check this out. This is how you know. The average Joe person. If you have a friend, they your friend, you say that this is my closest friend. They, you know, we do everything together, right? And this person always gets you in some shit. Okay? You go to the club, you having a good time, you drinking. All of a sudden, this person start fighting somebody. And then because they your friend, you got to jump in the shit. Every time you go to the club and you got to fight because of this person is not your friend. This person is not your friend. This person is your enemy. Do you hear me? Anytime some shit happen, you got to get into some shit because of this one person. This person is not your friend. This is not your ally. Do you hear me? Look at this. Every time some shit happen with the small hat people, we got to get involved in the shit. Okay? Every time. Some happen with Britain, right? Okay? Something happened. Britain see shit. A lot of shit happened with Britain. Britain try not to have us come in. Britain just mind their business. They over there drinking tea and crumpets and shit. They mind their business. Okay? They mind their business. But they know if some shit go off, America gonna come and we gonna wreck shop with them. We gonna work together, right? But the small hat people just go do fuck shit. Everybody they go fuck with. Yeah. And then walk around the neighborhood like, yeah, you scared of me? Yeah. They punking people and shit. Stop hanging with people like that. Stop hanging with people like that. That's the fuck shit that nobody wants to say. This is what mess us up as Americans because we out here rallying for the wrong people. Okay? France don't put us in bullshit like that. Britain don't put us in bullshit like that. But the small hat people, every time you turn around, we in some shit with them. Every time. Something is not right. Y'all gonna stop calling them the chosen. Something is not right there. Okay? Now I got to go. I got some things to do. I got to do some running around. Much love to y'all all. Okay? God willing, I will see y'all tomorrow. Okay? All right, y'all have a wonderful day. Y'all be safe out here. Okay? You see something, say something, damn it. Okay? You see something, you say something. If you want to donate to the channel, you can donate through Cash App, Venmo, Super Chat right now while the link is still up. If you want to shop with us, our family business is called ubmracksfashion.com, Mercari, POSHMARK, eBay. Those links are in my bio. If you want to buy merch, scroll to the top of the page. You will see shop or store. If you're interested, I got hoodies, shirts, mugs, water bottles, baby clothes with my cartoon face. In the back it says, take heed to the message, okay? If you want to shop with us, okay? Much love to y'all all. God willing, I'll see y'all tomorrow, okay? And that's it, everybody, okay? Much love to y'all all in everything, baby. Oh, my goodness. Y'all be strong. Don't let the world get you into some foolery. Y'all be strong and pay attention. That's all you got to do. Pay attention, everybody.
Take heed to the message you